Welcome back, Melbourne, to NatChat on Channel 31. I'm your host, Benjamin IQ Sanders, today with Judy Green and Richard Norton. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Now, we were talking about how funny life can be and how it can bring beautiful components that haven't seen each other ever together. And the ray of light between the two of you ended up with you both being in LA after your life, as it were, was turned upside down. So what happened between the two of you when you met was both fortuitous for you and caused a lifelong relationship to be forged. How has that continued to feed both your passions?
Would you like to answer that, or will I?
Go ahead.
I mean, we both feel that we met
That was almost too deep for me.
Yeah, I know. Components. So, yes. Okay, we believe we are soulmates, were meant to be, met at the right time of both of our lives.
And what was that time exactly for those who've just tuned in? What time did you two meet?
I met Judy 2 years after the accident that she referred to. That was through a friend who ran a gym out in Ringwood, who wanted to kind of get involved in my career and maybe a bit of management. And he'd said, look, I've got a friend who's really well known here in Australia, a model and a TV personality. We should maybe give her a call, do some press. I didn't know who Judy was because I'd already been living out of the country.
How is that possible?
Well, that's right. I always laugh that I had a karate school. I might have said this last time, and I went to a friend that ran my karate school in Croydon. I said, hey, who's Judy Green? He's like, whoa. I went, right, okay, this could be worth following up. Anyway, I just had been out of the country. I just had no idea of Judy's, history and everything. Anyway, we ended up meeting at this gym.
Now, Judy, did you know that much about Richard's history?
Look, it's a long story, but I had met Richard quite a few years before then through a girl that I knew through modelling. That was kind of irrelevant. So we had crossed paths a couple of times.
So it was almost a blank slate meeting between the two of you until really this time.
Yes, that's why I say timing. As for everyone.
Well, funnily enough, I'd even rung this particular guy up and said, I really don't want to, have any meetings or anything like that. It didn't seem to make sense to me. He hadn't actually told Judy that I wasn't going to come in. I went to this particular gym, I don't know, whatever hours later, and Judy was still there.
Drinking coffee with...
Which is kind of why we really believe it was meant to be, you know. And we just met up and that was it, and 23 years later now we're still together. And like everything, all relationships, we'd be lying if we didn't say we didn't go through teething problems, because I was always away. I was used to being away and traveling. Judy had her own career. She was very much her own person. And it kind of got down to Judy saying to me one day, look, I'm not going to be happy in 5 years when you've done what you need to do. I want to be happy now. If it's not with you, it'll be with somebody else.
Whoa.
So she really, I'm like, wow, and funnily enough, in the past, I admit maybe I would have gone, onwards and upwards sort of thing. But that really hit me hard, and it was something that made me realize how much I wanted this relationship.
So outside of martial arts, you realized that Judy was one thing that would be a lifelong passion that you wanted to keep in your life.
Yes, and time has proved that to be correct. As I said, 23 years is a long time, especially for both of us being in the entertainment industry.
True.
It's known for its casualties of war, when it comes to relationships. So, we're just best friends, aside from being married, of course, and being in love with each other, we're just best friends, and it's just such a fantastic thing to have. I mean, it sounds cliche to say. I feel very sad when with a lot of friends that don't have that anymore, second, third marriages or whatever. And we just seem to support each other. We know when to give each other space and when not, when to, it's
been a learning process from what you said earlier. And also part of the learning process, I think, has been seeing where your two passions can both intersect and you can appreciate each other. I believe right now you're doing a couple of things that have to do with the artistic side of you, Judy, if I'm right, antiquing, if I'm correct.
Yes, which sounds like really kind of crazy. I did, have a huge career, and part of that changed some of the things that I'd normally be following as a career. And so the creative side of me has become stronger. But what I actually really do love is real estate, and I do antiquing with furniture, and anything sort of creative like that is what I love. You know, Rich and I, by being together, I wasn't really following a career anymore. I really just did support him. So, you know, I've chosen to do other things.
But now I believe you both are not only just looking at transitioning life back to Australia, but you are keenly interested in a couple of key issues that also make headlines, and that would be helping people become more confident with themselves through martial arts. And I believe there's also a bent toward stopping bullying and helping people just be happier in general. I believe that's also something that's run with your passion. So we're going to take another break, and then we'll be back to talk with Judy Green and Richard Norton. You're watching NatChat here on Channel 31.